I recently got back from the Area 7 Steel Challenge Championship match. I shot 4 divisions, and as I look at my division results, I'm reminded of a interesting reoccurring phenomenon. So I figured I would talk about this a little bit. I've shot countless Steel Challenge matches at this point, and one of the things I love about the sport is that the stages never change, while I'm always evolving. Some people find Steel Challenge monotonous, but for me, one of the things I enjoy is that it gives me a permanent objective benchmark to measure my improvement. An interesting byproduct of logging all these runs is the realization that during a match, my feelings, they lie to me. I've shot matches where I felt very smooth and fast, and I walked away just knowing I had done well. Other times, I felt clumsy, awkward, and I felt the performance was just a disaster. But when I look at the raw data and times, they can often be shockingly close. Take Area 7 for instance. I took first in carry optics with a total time of 94 seconds, and I felt pretty good about that performance. I also shot open. I felt terrible about that performance. I felt clumsy, couldn't focus, and just couldn't get it quite right. But when I look at the total time, I shot open in 96 seconds. That's just a 2-second difference over 8 stages. In 8 stages, you shoot 32 strings of counted fire. 5 per stage, with the worst being dropped. So, 2 seconds over 32 strings of fire, that's an average of just 60 milliseconds per string. Would you even notice a 60 millisecond difference? That's not even a full tenth of a second. Let's put that in another perspective. Let's say you're shooting roundabout at peak time in carry optics, which is 2.44 seconds. If you add 60 milliseconds to that, now you're shooting at 2.5, still a GM time. Barely anything has changed. So why does that feel so catastrophic in the moment? Here's what I think. When you're shooting near the absolute limit of your capability, you're in the flow state, where time feels warped. When you encounter one of these minor hitches, this little micro stutter, your conscious mind snaps back online. It starts deconstructing the situation, it starts panicking, and you feel this in your nervous system. You're already in a hyper-adrenalized state. And in this type of state, these types of feelings get very exaggerated. In other words, this tiny 60-second hiccup feels like an eternity. Your conscious mind panics, blows this way out of proportion, and convinces you the whole stage is falling apart and it's a complete disaster when it really isn't. So, here's what I've learned experiencing this many, many times. During a match, I really just don't trust my feelings and I ignore them. But if that's the case, then what do you trust? I always come back to this. No matter what happens, trust your vision. Feelings lie, but what you see in front of you is reality. As long as your eyes are tracking the next target and seeing it clearly, you have everything you need to execute the next shot and do well on a stage. Matches are long, sometimes multi-day events, and everybody, including the winners, are going to make those mistakes and experience those clumsy, panic-inducing moments. But the people who end up on the podium are the ones who refuse to give those moments any emotional weight. They don't waste mental bandwidth fighting themselves over 60 lost milliseconds. They keep their eyes open, they keep their focus, they drop the emotional baggage, and they focus entirely on the next target. The only thing you can control is what you are about to do in this moment. So no matter what happens, good or bad, commit 100% to hitting the next target in front of you. And if you do this over and over again, you'll always be in contention, and you just might surprise yourself.
224 if you're finished. Unload so clear. If clear, bag it.